Welcome to the Hustle Skirt Podcast, the show that brings you economic equity for everyone, every day, with your host, Debra Gould. Yes, I am Debra Washington Gould, President and CEO of Debra Gould and Associate Inc., a management consulting and performance management firm founded in 1996 based in New Orleans, Louisiana. Please visit my website at www.gouldassociates.com, where you can learn more about my professional service offerings. But today, it's all about the Hustle Skirt podcast with my guest, Dr. Jawan Brown Alexander. In a moment, I will read her credentials for you. But there's more to keep continuing to follow the remarkable work by Dr. Alexander. I want you to visit the website www.persistencelane.com, where you will learn about the mission of the Hustle Skirt podcast to promote, communicate, and amplify the men and women in our network. So, with that being said, I just want you to kind of sit back and relax and enjoy this interview and give me a moment to share the credential of my guest today. She is no other, this phenomenal woman, Dr. Jawan Brown Alexander, a native New Orleanian, brings more than 30 years of management and leadership experience to her role as Chief Executive Officer of Maroon Inc. and Maroon Workspace, an organization set on providing leadership support, DEI, professional development, and strategic sustainability support. But all the background and credentials of this woman. Jawan's experiences as an educational leader have included working in and supporting K through 12 and higher ed leaders. She's going to say some more about that, and I hope that she shared her contact information with my audience today. While most of her work highlights Jawan's commitment to New Orleans, she has formed collaborative partnerships with national and international organizations, which helps to more globally foster opportunities and access to BIPOC leaders and aspiring leaders. So, with all that, to have accomplished so much in approximately 30 years, I want you to know that this New Orleanian, Jawan, is a proud graduate of Southern University and Xavier University, where she received her doctoral degree in educational leadership. With that being said, I want to welcome you, Jawan, to the Hustle Skirt podcast today. Hello.
Hello, Miss Deborah. Thank you so much. And thank you for the intro. And I love, by the way, Hustle Skirt. I'm just loving
I'm just saying, we can put any little cute thing on website, brochures, business cards, but that is what we do.
Hustle Skirt.
Is a hustler that will find a way to achieve certain objectives. So
Yes,
that's what
ma'am. Love it. And
we
hello to
don't
your
play. We
audience.
believe in ourselves and we have confidence and we just go get it done, get the job done,
Yeah,
and be of best service and products and services to our client. So
yeah.
thank you for that input that you like the Hustle
I
Skirt name.
love it. I love it. I love it. And hello to your audience, by the way. Hello to your
All
audience.
right, all right. So let's do this in our little short window of time because we have much to discuss and learn
Yeah,
more about your services and
yeah.
your background. I'm going to ask you three questions, a general, specific, and a fun question. Then I
Mm-hmm.
want to give you this spotlight moment so the world will get to know more about Dr. Jawan Brown Alexander. You ready to play with me
Ready,
today? Let's do
ready.
this. So my first ask and my question, what motivates you?
So, Miss Deborah, I think above everything, what motivates me is definitely our community. And I know that response might sound cliche, but coming from New Orleans and seeing sometimes the despair, sometimes the marginalized communities that, when we go out and push out into the community, some of those neighborhoods and some of the folks that we see that actually need support, that definitely motivates me on a daily. I think also my family motivates me. We're a close-knit family. We saw our parents out in the community. We saw our parents doing the work. My parents both are educators and were educators, now retired. And we saw them. My dad worked for NARD for many years, was a head coach in the NARD program. And so we saw them out in the community and we saw them being motivated. And I think I've been motivated to do this work since I was a small child. Yeah,
Okay, great motivation from your parents, the work that you see the need in the community for those who are
definitely.
marginalized.
Yeah.
I appreciate that vision and what the mission is all about. So my next one is more of a specific question.
Hmm.
How do you deal with fear and doubt?
So I think as a small business leader, and I think also just as a professional in general, we often deal with fear. We often deal with doubt, anxiety. I think all of those things are interconnected. I think the way that I deal with it is one, I am a spiritual being, so I'm always prayerful and always asking God to alleviate fear, to alleviate doubt, to remove it, so that I can do the work that He's called me to do. I also think being prepared is super important because I think often we are sometimes, doubtful, sometimes afraid when we're stretched, when we're uncomfortable, when we're in new spaces, when we feel overwhelmed. So I think preparing, studying, making certain that I am getting that professional development, even after 30 years in my profession, always seeking the knowledge so that when I show up in a space, I feel prepared and that anxiousness, that fear and doubt is then removed.
Thank you for sharing that with my audience because the key points are my takeaway, be prepared.
Be
You know,
prepared
you
and be
never stop
prayerful.
learning, and that's the only way you're going to break down that fear and anxiety. You have to stay on top of your industry, and you got to have the lens to see what's really going on in your community. How can I make a difference? And you're constantly saying to push through that fear, do something, get out of the conversation, do something. And that's my takeaway what I'm here. Be prepared, be focused, and
And
you
be
know,
prayerful.
be prayerful. And thank you for that reminder. Be prayerful. One more question, and then I would like to turn it over to you.
Yeah.
My last question, I hope it's a fun question. What qualities do you think every entrepreneur or career professional should possess?
So first of all, I think, to the hustle skirt, right? I think as career professionals, we definitely have to have that hustle mentality. But I think we have to couple it with a few things. I think we have to couple it with understanding how to reflect. I think the ability to bounce back and pivot, because we're going to sometimes run up against obstacles and things that the fear that you just talked about, right? But also other obstacles, bigger obstacles that we may be faced with as professionals and small business leaders or leaders in general. Knowing how to pivot and when to pivot. I think taking wise counsel and wise advice, be teachable, right? Knowing when to acquire a mentor or mentorship, understanding what that all needs to look like. And I also think when we're talking about that ability to bounce back and pivot, we should be observing the things around us, right? I think that advice has been given to me by my elders. And for such a time as this, let's look at what's going on in our world now. We have to be observant. We have to pay close attention. Things are happening not minute by minute anymore, second by second. And so I think we have to embody those things so that we show up in the work and that we're stronger as we show up.
Okay, now I want this to be your spotlight
Yeah.
moment because you answer each of the questions that I ask marvelously. However, not one time did we give a contact, a website, or a telephone number, email. And so in this 2 minutes, I'm going to hold it to 2 minutes. Please share the contact information about Maroon Workspace and Maroon overall.
So, so Maroon overall, we have two arms to our organization. Our founder, Jay Brown Russell, myself, I am the CEO of Maroon and president, and our COO, Monique Bourgeois, and I know you've been in contact with Monique. I
Beautiful
think
person.
Yes, I think our mission overall is to make certain that we are out in the community doing the work as it relates to leadership and educating leaders and developing leaders. We do that in two ways. We support through our programming small business owners, and we also support educators. We do work across the spectrum, though. We do work in city government and other nonprofits we support. So our work is layered. How can you reach out to us? How can you connect with us? We are located on St. Charles Avenue, 1206 through 1208 St. Charles Avenue. So if you want to stop by Maroon, we do have a campus. It's a workspace. And if you want to look at that workspace online, we're at maroonworkspace.com. And then if you want to visit our nonprofit also has a website, themaroon.org, where you can learn more about our work and all the things that we have our hands in right now.
Well, today, Dr. Jawan Brown Alexander, you have blessed my audience and especially Deborah. I'm so glad you shared the contact information. Both Jawan and Deborah are based in New Orleans. But for those who right here in the New Orleans area, please visit Maroon Inc., Maroon Workplace. They're up to big stuff. When you put this woman together and her vision, y'all need to get on board and attached to that vision and the purpose of what they're really trying to create to help on the education side as well as small business owners. You're looking at someone who's making a difference. Maroon is just probably one platform that they've created, but I want to encourage my listening audience. Please listen to this interview so that you can write down the contact information, visit the website, and do an on site visit. You just never know. From the moment you walk in, you say, I'm in the right place and I need to come here and put my vision and mission together because I know I'm a life on purpose. Dr. Jawan Brown Alexander, your message today is another reason why I birthed Hustle Skirt, because it is my philosophy that I am all about abundance mentality, not scarcity.
Yeah.
And whenever I've been in the same space with you, I like Deborah Ann even more because I know you're up to good stuff. So with that being said, I am going to take this moment to close out the show. I want to say again to the Hustle Skirt podcast listener, the objective is to empower you to speak power, embrace change in your own vision, mission, and purpose, and get fired up in your own passion. Make sure to visit the website www.persistencelane.com where you can subscribe to the Hustle Skirt 9 platform. So this interview is going to be shown on social media, my YouTube, my Constant Contact, anywhere that you can go find this interview today with Dr. Jawan Brown Alexander. Please make it a priority in a hurry. With that being said, you are listening to the Hustle Skirt podcast, the show that brings you economic equity for everyone every day with your founder and host, Debra Washington Gould. Thank you, Dr. Alexander. Thank you for the value of your time today. I love you. Continued success to you.
Thank you, Ms. Debra, for blessing us. Thank you.
Oh, bye-bye.